Now in this video we're going to look at getting into a reverse plank. I think reverse plank is a really good exercise. It works all your dorsal muscles, all the back musculature, your glutes, your hamstrings, all the back of your body, everything that needs to tense to lift you up off the floor with your belly button upwards. All right, it's a really good exercise. It's as good as plank. It works in a different way, and I think it's a good way to balance plank. You know, if you're good at doing the plank and you can do it for a period of time, then I would try reverse plank as well, because that evens things up. You don't want more strength and tone and musculature in the front of your body than the back, because maybe it'll make you stoop when you walk or when you lean forward or something. And the same way, you don't want more in the back than the front. You don't want your front to be weak. But it's good to keep everything balanced. All right, so let me show you what we're after, what the end result is, and then we can work out some ways to get there. All right, so reverse plank on your elbows, and just hold your body off the floor completely in a straight line. Now just after a few seconds, I can feel this working my bottom muscles, my back muscles, my hamstrings. All right, and it is quite a difficult exercise to do, but it's well worth it. All right, so let's look at ways that we can get to that position, because it's all very well me saying plank is a great exercise, reverse plank is a great exercise, but if you're going to struggle to get to it to start with, then it's a non-starter, isn't it? Now, I've come into my conservatory to do this for you, because it's nice and light, and it's the evening when I'm recording this, and I want you to be able to see this nice and clearly. If you've watched the video that I did on plank, then you'll know that sometimes some of the shots, my head's out of view in some things for a while. And then obviously, when you're filming things that need to be filmed in landscape, sometimes to get into position, it's going to be awkward because I need to have my body at an angle. And that's the whole thing I'm trying to encourage you to do. Start with your body at an angle. All right, so where should we start with this plank? Reverse plank. Remember, the more horizontal you are, the more gravitational force there is in the middle of your body pressing down. So you are, in effect, you're a lever from your heel to your shoulders, and you're a straight line that's having weight pushed down all the way along, and that's what's keeping your muscles taut and making them work in order to strengthen, which is a good thing. But we need to get to that position where you can deal with it for a little while. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is start against the wall. That'll be the first thing. That'll be the next thing I'm going to show you. All right, so here we are then. We're in this position where we need to be in a reverse plank position, or we need to get to a reverse plank position, and we're going to start by gradually getting ourselves into that lower down position. So I've got a piece of wall here. I'm going to lean against it this way. I'm going to walk my feet away from the wall. Right, I'm going to get myself in a straight line, lift my toes off the floor so I'm on my heels, and I'm going to hold myself in this position for a little while. And now this isn't putting anywhere near as much tension on my dorsal muscles as being in a fully horizontal reverse plank, but it's a great stepping stone. Alright, now I can go down a bit further. I can't go too much further because this floor is going to slip at the moment. I've got bare feet, so I'm gripping quite well. But what I don't want is to go this way. Alright, so we'll start to get at the top and we'll work a little way down. And then what we'll do next is we'll go to the bottom and we'll bring ourselves up until we get down into a horizontal plank position. Alright, but this is good, and you can check, you can feel the tension in your bottom, in your hamstrings, and probably in your lower back, and you can feel that it's working you, and you can do all the stepping stones in order to get to a full reverse plank. You can hold this position for a few minutes or a few seconds to begin with, and then gradually build it up until you can do more and more. Okay, next stage. So in the last video, I was had my feet on the floor, had my shoulders on the wall. I was working my way from upright down gradually this way. So when I do that, I gradually get to the point at which I would slide away from the wall and end up crashing down. And I don't want any of you to do that. I want you to make sure you're safe and healthy all the time, don't do anything dangerous. What I'm going to use this time is a nice chair. I like these chairs. These are old wooden chairs, and this is I think they call it a captain's chair. But anything will do, dining room chair, anything will be fine. Just something quite sturdy. You obviously you don't have smell-o-vision, but this is a jasmine plant, and it smells absolutely wonderful. I wish you could smell it. It's just fantastic. I'm recording this in May, right at the beginning of May, and this just smells wonderful. Anyway, enough of that. Let me show you the exercise. So, last thing we did, shoulders against the wall, legs out straight. So this time, arms on the chair, and we'll do it here. Well, now this is quite a similar position to where we were before, and there isn't much difference in the ankle, and it's okay. And it works your shoulders quite nicely. It brings your shoulders into the equation and your arms, because when you're leaning against the wall with your shoulders, then obviously your arms aren't involved at all. So it's not toning your shoulder muscles at all, because your back is just leaning into the wall. So this is a good way to bring your shoulders into the game and help to tone those up a little bit. So I still think it's a valid step to go from leaning against the wall with your legs out to supporting yourself from underneath with arms straight, because it brings your arms into the equation and gets those active as well. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do after that is, instead of having your hands on the arms of the chair, to have your hands on the seat of the chair. Right, just put yourself out straight. Make sure you're in a straight line and hold yourself there. And you can do this for a period of time until you build the tone. Right, now, don't push yourself a crazy amount so that you're in pain and you're suffering the next day, you're stiff. But do it enough to make some progress. You know what we say? Better than yesterday. That's what you need to do. Right, now you can do this part of this exercise as often as you like, for as many seconds as you like. And as I've said in the other videos, personally I prefer frequency. I would like to do the exercise very often for a shorter period of time than do it once for a longer period of time. And I think that way, for me anyway, that way educates my body to stay toned. You know, my body gets to know, oh, he's going to be doing more exercise. Oh, he's going to be doing more exercise. Yeah, makes sense? Alright, so straight arms on the seat of the chair. The next thing, of course, is elbows on the seat of the chair. So, get ourselves in position. Elbows on the seat of the chair. I'll try to keep my elbows in. That's it. Good. My elbows on the seat of the chair. Straight line. So now the only thing touching the floor, my elbows and my heels. My torso's in a completely straight line, and I can feel this working my dorsal muscles, all the back, all my back, my bottom, my hamstrings, my calves, all the way down to my ankles. Right, this is good. And I'm getting well on the way to a normal full reverse plank, aren't I? You know, I'm putting less strain on my body than a normal plank, but we're getting there. The final stage before a full reverse plank would be a reverse plank with straight arms. So you can see the difference between being in a plank with my arms this length to being in a plank with my arms this length is quite considerable. You know, it's twice as long, isn't it? You know, this much is twice as much as this much. So it is a significant difference, and it does make a difference to your torso, the way your torso will become toned. But it sort of trades off, because when I have a straight arm, then more of my arm muscles are involved. And I will tone my arms more when my arms are straight than I will when my arms are bent and I'm on my elbows. So, yeah, it's a bit of a trade-off. It will build the strength in your arms, but it will help you to build enough tone in your dorsal muscles, your back muscles, your bottom muscles, your hamstrings, to enable you to do a reverse plank for some amount of time. Right, so let's give it a try. This is the position we want, arms locked. Yeah. Pull ourselves up, straight as we can, this way. Yep, so I can feel it working my arms more than I can feel it when I'm on my elbows. But it works my dorsal muscles, the muscles on my back, much less than when I'm in a position on my elbows. So if I change, go back to a full plank or a full reverse plank, we're here, right, I'm lifted up this way. And this is much more strain on my dorsal muscles. But this is what I'm after, this is the final achievement, isn't it? Okay, so I hope that's been useful for you. Remember, baby steps, stepping stones. You know, great leaps are wonderful, but great leaps are difficult and can often be very off-putting. Why not shower yourself, cover yourself in success by being successful at every level, feeling good about it, and then moving to the next level. It's so much more constructive and so much more productive than to try something that's difficult, fail, feel bad about yourself, give up, and then you'll make no progress at all if you give up, will you? You know, I would much rather you made small steps, you made them. I don't mind how long you spend on each stage of this, because you're improving, that's all that matters. Better than yesterday is all that matters. Alright, great stuff. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave me comments. Any feedback that you can give me is helpful. Always take on board anything that you comment, any message that you send me. Also, if you have any requests for anything you'd like me to help you with, I'll be happy to help you if I can. If I have the knowledge, I will help. If I don't have the knowledge, I can do my best to try and find the knowledge. I'm happy to do that for you as well. Alright, stay safe. See you soon.